Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with a Gunpla review of the 1 to 1/44th scale, high-grade Gundam Astaroth Origin. As the name implies, this is the true form of the Gundam Astaroth before it lost all of its original armor. Like most HG Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, there's not much in the box. There's 5 plastic frames, a set of polycaps, and a surprisingly large sticker sheet. The inner frame that this kit uses is that of the Gundam Barbatos. Assembly is more or less what we've come to expect from most IBO releases. It's a relatively simple snap-fit process, although there are some tiny parts in the head unit which may be tough to handle. Additionally, the stickers can be tricky to apply. Regardless, it's not a build that should cause too much fuss. Once assembled, you're presented with a fairly decent representation of the Astaroth origin. The proportions are solid and there's a nice mean look to it. Part separation is good, though the smaller examples of color are added through sticker use. There's the white arrows on the legs, the black heels and black thrusters, which don't really sit flat, and it's a similar story with the light gray elbows and backpack stickers. The family crest seals are the only ones that aren't a hassle. That said, because they're color matched to the kit's plastic, they're kind of useless on custom paint schemes. Sticker issues aside, everything else is great. There doesn't seem to be any missing details, the plastic colors are correct, and overall, this representation of the Astaroth is pleasing. Now, I'll totally admit with this Gundam's burning red color scheme, the smallest sculpted accents can get lost in the intensity. However, the kit does contain plenty of panel lining opportunities to address this issue, and it's something I recommend doing. There is a glaring seam line in the forearm which you can cover up, though I think it seems a bit intentional. The only other thing I'd suggest is to replace the stickered sections with paint. You'll just get a nicer finish. The Astaroth Origin isn't a kit that's in dire need of the extra work, yet it's completely worthwhile to put in the effort should you do so. Articulation starts with a double ball-jointed neck. The waist is on a large ball socket with a slight torso bend. The shoulder polycaps swing upwards, and the arms are connected by a ball socket. The shoulder pads have a separate hinge, with the outer armor on its own swivel. The main arm has a dedicated hinge, there's a bicep swivel, single-jointed elbows, and ball socket wrists. Front skirts are on ball joints with the side skirts on a hinged polycap. The hip assembly rocks back and forth, with each of the hips on universal joints. There's a thigh swivel, double-jointed knees, the ankles are on a ball socket, they can also tilt, and there's a toe joint. Articulation here is very good. The bulky legs may limit certain poses, but nothing too drastic. The kit also features a flight mode. You can activate it by raising the giant shoulder pads, extending the wings, and flipping up the backpack. Throw the whole thing on a flight stand, and you get a pretty nice display. I quite like it and prefer this method of flight as opposed to full transformations on Gundams. On to accessories, and the Astaroth Origin includes half of a single angled right hand. This recent trend of not including the extra hand armor is starting to get tiresome. With this hand, you can have the Gundam wield its first weapon, the shotgun. It's nothing special, but it's always fun to see a giant robot with a giant shotgun. The kit's second weapon is the sledgehammer, and it's arguably one of the coolest accessories to be equipped on a mobile suit. There's even a support bracket on the Astaroth's right arm to help with the massive weight, and it works as advertised. However, the real surprise is that the sledgehammer is actually an elaborate scabbard for the Astaroth's gamma nanolaminate sword. I mean, how awesome is that? It's an idea I wouldn't mind seeing used more frequently. Lastly is the inclusion of a storage rack. This simply pegs onto the hip of the MS and then can hold both of its weapons there securely. It isn't innovative by any means, yet its execution is faultless. From the moment it was announced, I knew I'd like the high-grade Gundam Astaroth Origin. I dug the previous HG Astaroth quite a bit. I found the new armor design appealing, and I love the color red. Yet, more than anything, there has already been a precedent set by previous HG Iron-Blooded Orphans releases. They're all very good model kits, and I couldn't possibly imagine the Astaroth Origin deviating from this trend. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't. It's a great 1 to 1/44th scale representation of the suit, and there's good articulation to it too. Sure, the sticker quality here isn't great, yet I don't find the details that they add to be crucial to the design, so you can ignore them. On top of that, there's a unique flight mode, and you can't forget that the Astaroth Origin wields some of the coolest weapons around. I mean, if you're sitting there thinking, wow, I like the way this Gundam looks, I hope this kit is good, I'm here to tell you, it is. So if you're attracted to the HG Astaroth Origin, pick one up, build it, play with it, and I have no doubt you'll enjoy it. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, hope it was entertaining, and I'll see you in the next review.